What's up, guys? I'm Sarah.
And I'm Haley.
And we're
the Device Girls. Our mission for our podcast is to inspire and empower,
educate, and learn all about the medical and healthcare industry as a whole.
So tune in, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
What's up, guys? I'm Sarah.
I'm Haley. And welcome back to another episode of the Device Girls. Today we have a super exciting episode. We have everybody on from our MSC class from Medical Sales College. So we're excited to kind of check back in. We're doing a little reunion with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
sadly, we're missing a couple people. Hopefully they'll be able to jump on. But we have some wonderful guests. We've got Shauna, Zach, Christian, and Vikian on today. So we all were in class together 3 years ago at MSC. And we had the best time, and we're so excited to be here with y'all. Thank you guys for taking the time to jump back on and revisit with each other and catch up. So, Shauna, tell us a little bit about where you are and what you're doing.
After Medical Sales College, interviewing and, took 7 months, finally landed the job. And actually, remember those videos we were doing at the last day at Medical Sales College?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. One of the recruiters from the company reached out to me from seeing those videos, and that's how I got that job from that. Wouldn't have thought that, but yeah, just in the dental implant company doing, a lot of cold calls, going to cases, and just a little mix of both, and service calls. But yeah, it's been good.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Love to hear it.
So zero fee does work?
I know. That's crazy. Y'all, and we were talking about this the other day on our episode where it was just like, I don't know about you guys, but I was petrified to do the zero fee video. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared to do this. And now we're on a podcast. Yeah. With y'all.
I know. I didn't think those would do much, but
that's awesome. Good to know that really helped you. What about you, Zach?
Uh-oh. I didn't hear that.
Zach, get it together.
Yeah, what's your story?
With MSC? Well, I was fresh out of college, so I had no job experience. I played football in college, so I didn't really have time to necessarily work a full-time job or get sales experience while I was in college. So coming out, I couldn't get an interview with anybody. So then I just started looking online. My dad had some friends that were in the industry, and I talked to them for a little bit, and then I just kind of got online and Googled medical sales and was trying to figure out ways to get around not having a ton of sales experience. And anyways, I came across MSC and I think I just got on and applied to it. Anyways, one of the recruiters called me and asked me to, their little list of questions on whether or not you deserve to go to MSC, and I guess they decided I did. So I went fast and I learned a lot, and I think it really did give me a leg up on, I think, the rest of the people just knowing random stuff like what SBD is and stuff. And anyways, I still was having trouble getting in after for a little bit. Ended up finding a mutual connection with the company I'm with now. It started a little over 2 years ago. Started as an associate. Was working, everyone knows, probably 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. A ton of running, moving sets, and then moved from that to the sales role, and then moved from that to the extremities and trauma lead role. So it's been a steady uphill climb, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a good time.
That's awesome. How long did it take for you to land your job after MSC? Hey guys, you've heard us talk about it a million times now. Medical Sales College is where our journey in device sales really began. Back in 2022, we were just like a lot of you, hungry for a career that was meaningful, fast-paced, and let's be honest, lucrative.
MSC gave us the training, the confidence, and the connections,
including each other,
to actually land jobs in this super competitive field.
So if you've been listening and thinking, could that be me? Yes, it absolutely could. With campuses across the U.S. and online options, it's never been easier to get started on your new career.
Scan the QR code on your screen or go to medicalsalescollege.com/devicegirls to learn more about how Medical Sales College can help you break into device sales.
I think it took me at least, I don't know, Sarah, you somewhat know how long it took. I think it took me at least a year, almost a year to really get in and get going with it.
Okay. How many interviews
maybe less
did you
than a
have?
year. I don't know.
Okay.
Close to a year, I'd say at least.
Okay.
Okay.
So about the same. So you, Christian, actually, I think were you the first one in our class to land a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Christian. What about you?
Yeah. So, I mean, while we were at Medical Sales College, I was just reaching out, connecting with as many regional managers as I could in Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
and just hopping on phone calls, talking with them, seeing what they were looking for. And I got lucky enough to land a spot as an associate with a joint company. And so I was doing hips, knees, trauma, shoulder, and I did that for a couple of months. I think it was around 5. And then I transitioned, and now I'm in the biologics realm and using skin substitutes, help with full thickness, partial full thickness wounds. And I've really enjoyed it, learning a lot from my account manager, definitely brushing up on my people skills.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part of it all, is learning how to build relationships. And
Yeah, for
once you
sure.
crack that down, you'll be good.
That's awesome. So what was that time frame for you? Was that like just a month?
No, it was like towards the very end. When we were filming the videos, like at the end of class, that's whenever I got the offer.
Okay.
Okay, I remember that. What made you switch over to biologics from ortho? I'm curious because I did ortho for 8 months as well.
So who I was with, I mean, me along with a couple of the other associates, they couldn't afford to have us there. So we all kind of got cut off towards the end of the year, which is typically whenever all that stuff happens. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I had to take a step back, really dive in, see what all fields there are, start applying, and then lucky enough, I found the company I'm currently with.
That's awesome.
Good. Are you enjoying it? You like it?
I like it a lot. I mean, I love my account manager, like my regional manager, and I feel like whenever your bosses are nice people, good people wanting to help, it makes you want to work even more. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. What's y'all's favorite part in the way you get to impact patients in your role specifically? Shauna.
You know, just seeing like the difference. I mean, obviously, like I'm not doing life or death, but just seeing smiles and seeing confidence with, you know, before and after, and just being there, seeing it through the process from start to finish, I think is the most rewarding. Being a part of it.
Yeah. I love that. What about you, Zach?
What's my favorite part?
Yeah, about the way you impact patients.
I don't know. The first time I ever walked in an OR, and it's like, you know, it gets really fast when you see an actual person on the OR bed, they're asleep, probably in their most, you know, vulnerable position. So it's been, I've enjoyed it just because I feel like my job is important. Like, and at the end of the day, I do feel like I accomplished something. Someone comes in, and you sit there in the OR and you look at their X-rays, and you're like, good God, this person, they have to be in a ton of pain, you know. And then by the end of it, when you send them out, you're just hoping that, you know, that one, that you helped reduce their pain level, you know, as much as you can. But two, you just like, I feel accomplished about my job. I feel like I'm doing something that's actually going to help somebody in the future, and I'm not just doing the same monotonous thing every day that no one's really ever going to know or have any impact by. That's my favorite. Is actually getting in there and getting to, at time zero, help somebody out and hopefully change their lives like pretty quickly.
That's awesome.
That's
and
awesome.
I love that you probably get to see something so different every day too, because of trauma.
Yes. No, yeah, that is the cool thing about what I'm in is, you know, because I do extremities and trauma, but I still do ortho sports. You know, I do biologics. So like, you know, I kind of get to have a full bag and get to sell to a lot of people, but I also get to be in a wide range of OR rooms, and you know, it helps overall with connections and having people in the hospital that know you're kind of around and available for whatever.
Yeah. Sarah and I were talking about that too, that we love the fact that, like, yeah, we don't get to see the patients before and after the procedure, but we still know that, like, in some way we're like helping them out. So like we were talking about on one of our episodes, it's kind of a thankless job, but it's like actually kind of cool that it's like that.
You know that you're just a part of such a bigger picture and a big team, and that you're impacting people, and it's just awesome. Yeah. Christian, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to, whenever one of our products is applied, I get to go to the dressing changes. So, I mean, I get to see the face on the patient. You know, you kind of see them have hope on if they're even going to be able to keep their limb. So, I mean, that's pretty impactful for me, because they start to have a little bit of faith and start to grow even more positive about the process and start trusting it more. And so it's really exciting to see people who you could tell were so down and then just have that hope and bring them back. It's really cool to see.
I love that. That's awesome.
So is that like a lot of people that have like diabetic ulcers or like venous leg ulcers? Is that a lot of what you're working with?
Yes, I mean, you got DFUs, VLUs. I mean, anything where it's a full thickness wound. I mean, it's mainly on the extremities, but we'll do the occasional like upper body. I mean, it'll go on your face, your scalp. It can go all over the place, and a lot of the patients are typically kind of scared because of the cosmetic outcomes, you know. But then when it finally fully heals, they are kind of excited with the results. And so, I mean, that's also a really cool thing to see, that because once again, it's like that positivity comes back to them, and it's just really cool to see their reaction whenever it's fully closed and they're like, wow, I can go about my life again.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I bet it's awesome to see just how it like evolves over time too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. What was y'all's favorite week at MSC, or your biggest takeaway from MSC?
Favorite week? I don't know. What was the week that we stayed at Bramlett's? Whatever week that was.
What?
Class-wise.
That was the last one?
Oh, was that when we all hung out?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we hung out every day, but yeah. We'll be real.
I kind of missed some of that because little munchkin.
My favorite
Wait,
week.
when did you stay at Bramlett?
When we all went downtown somewhere.
Oh, we stayed at Shauna's. No, I didn't stay at Shauna's.
Yeah.
You stayed at Shauna's that night. Remember? I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What did we do? Was that the pool day?
That was the pool day.
Yeah, that was the pool day.
Yes.
That was fun.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, whatever week.
Yeah, I think that was the best week. Yeah.
But if we're talking like the actual class,
academic,
I don't know, whatever Rick Prentice was there, that was always my favorite time.
Yeah. What about you, Shauna?
I would say probably I liked a hip week. I thought that was fun. Anything with
really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Surprising. Honestly, I have no idea, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously, funny. Like the lab days were fun. Learning, seeing it, that was always helpful. But.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite was, I love spine. Like that was my favorite. Yeah. But my favorite lab day for sure was when we got to do the knee replacement. That was really cool. Yeah. What about you, Christian?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I have like a favorite week, but to kind of jump off of what Zach said, I enjoyed having Rick there because he was so knowledgeable and he had some swag with what he had to say. So, I mean, I was taking in every word that man said.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed listening to his experiences that he had to share. Like I realize that the industry has changed over time. So like some of those things just don't happen anymore, but he also like still had a lot of good insight and like ways that you can get closer, I think, with your doctors or whatever physicians that you work with. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
He's got some wisdom.
Yeah. Some fun stories for sure. Okay.
Yeah. I remember that story that he told about how he was building rapport with this one doc, and they were going golfing for like months, I guess, maybe even a year. And he finally like got mad at the doctor and was like, "Hey, like, why are you not using my stuff yet?" And he's like, "Because you never asked me."
Yeah.
And so I always think about that story whenever I'm going in to have a conversation because I'm like, you gotta close. Like even the best reps sometimes forget. So it was just a
ABC.
yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
So what has? Oh, go ahead. Do what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just talking.
No, you're good. No, go.
Hello?
Hello.
You tell me to go.
Zachariah?
Am I crying?
No.
No.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying in the last day we all get our little certificates and we passed MSC. You know, all this money we paid, but I still just enjoy the memories that I have a bunch of people that had no clue who they were, and then we spent every day with each other for like 3 months. And, you know, by the end of it, everyone was so close. You know, and like actual friends. And here we are back again. It's like pick up where you left. That one good friend, and you know, y'all are all going through the same thing still to this day.
Yeah. I truly feel like we had like one of the best classes because like I went and
hands down. Yeah.
I went and talked to a class like it was it was like a little bit after us, but I guess that I don't know. I just heard that they were like having issues with each other and I was like, we never had that problem. Like that's just so interesting to me. So I guess like we just got blessed with really great people in our class. So
I think it was nice because it was like a small class, so we were all able to
get along.
Yeah.
And I think it was fun. Like everybody was so encouraging. Even, you know, like I loved how competitive but encouraging everybody was. Like posting our grades on the board after tests, you know, and everybody was just like, heck yeah, let's go, you know, and uplifting and like, how are we going to study and prep for the next one? And I'm going to beat you and blah, blah, blah. I just think that was so fun. Like everybody just had really great camaraderie and it was a great time.
Yeah, everybody was gunning for me on those test scores. Who was it? It was Bramlett.
It was always Bram. You and Bram were like neck and neck. Always
talking crap to me.
Yeah. So what has been your... It's okay.
Zach, it's okay.
I mean, you always did well on tests. Everybody did well.
I stay right in the middle. You know, I'm not too close to the bottom. I'm not too close to the top. I kind of stay undetected and move along.
Undetected. Oh my god.
There you go.
Flew under the radar.
Yeah. There you go. So what has been one of y'all's hardest lessons that you've had to learn since being in the industry?
Time management.
How so?
Just, you just never, well, I mean, I say time management, but when you're, you know, in extremities or trauma in general, you really have no idea what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So just like learning the lessons on always making sure you're staying on top of keeping sets restocked and sterile and having multiples of them. Because I think when I was early in, and I would have, you know, like one set for a case, you know, one is none and two is one or whatever they say. It is true. And you have to have multiple sets because you get in there and one hole has a set. I mean, you completely shot yourself in the foot. I mean, that's how you lose stress. That's how you lose business. That's how you lose your job. So I think that is my biggest lesson is just learning how to manage my time and how to get to certain places, you know, at appropriate times where I can turn these sets and restock them and get them sterile, you know, as soon as I can. Just because early on you don't you think you have one set and you're like, oh, I have a set, I'm good. And then something happens to that one set and you're in the water. You know, that's when they call in other companies to come help out, and then that's when the other companies start taking your business.
Yeah. Or how many times do you have an instrument fall on the floor?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have scrub tech that maybe 88 years old or something that drops an instrument.
Yeah.
What about you, Shauna?
I think being persistent, just trying to break into new accounts and, you know, getting rejected is obviously challenging, but just having to keep following up and being persistent and not give up, I think, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Christian?
I mean, to kind of go along with what Zach said again, I mean, same thing kind of happened to me, like taking the lessons that you learned for the mistakes that you made and making sure that it doesn't happen again. Because kind of similar thing happened with me. I only brought in one piece one day and turned it out I needed two. And so I had to go run to my car, come back in. And I mean, it was just, I was like, well, this was kind of embarrassing. I don't want this to happen again. So now with everything that I do, I try to over prepare. because you
That's
can never
awesome.
be too over prepared for something.
Absolutely.
And
Kenny!
what up, Ken?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Keep going,
Yes.
Christian. Sorry.
No, yeah. The biggest thing for me, I think, was just approaching surgeons, having conversations with them whenever I was booking a lunch, just through trial and error, learning how to actually speak with them, learning to talk their language. That was the biggest issue that I had, but I think through trial and error, you really start to figure out how to talk with them and be as transparent as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For sure. I actually love that he brought that up, because it's like, I think a lot of times you just get that like nervousness because you're like, oh my gosh, it's a surgeon, you know, that I'm going to go talk to. But it's really like, they're just people at the end of the day, but it's just learning, like you said, to speak their language and be on the same page as them. But it's definitely intimidating at first.
Definitely was.
Oh, wait, Zach, we can't hear you.
Going in and out.
I am?
Yeah, we got you now. We're good.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just picking back off of what Christian says. Like my age, I think age still is something that is probably like one of the biggest hurdles I had to get over. Because I was so young, and like after these surgeries been in school for so long, like walk in at 26 or 24 at the time when I first started, or like the first like older 24, plus
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a learning experience. I think honestly, the first time I really like stepped into the OR and like was starting to, you know, meet my surgeons, it's just like, it's a little petrifying. Like, it's just like, ooh, I don't want you to, you know, like I am still young. I am still learning. I promise I'm going to be open and vulnerable about that. But I also do know what I'm talking about. And I'm excited to like build a relationship with you. I'm excited to learn from you, but also just, you know, they're amazing at what their craft and what they do. And it's just like, you just, like you said, you just have to remember that they're people too. And I think as I've grown in my role and evolved a little bit, I definitely like my confidence level has definitely built for sure. So, yeah.
What about, we haven't asked Uncle Kenny. McKeon,
I know.
questions?
Uncle Kenny. This is the life of a rep, people. He had to, as you saw, pop in his scrubs. He had to go drop off the set.
That trauma call.
How's trauma life? It's not bad.
It's not
okay.
bad.
Tell us a little bit about your role.
Well, I work in trauma. You know, we fix bones, we put it back together. It's pretty simple.
What do you love about it?
But more so the excitement of it. You're doing something different literally every day. So you have to think on the fly, like, all right, well, if this is down, can I piece together this set to make this work? So just knowing like different ways to get in and out of trouble, you know, just try to avoid it. So you have to troubleshoot on the fly. Like right now, it's like, all right, well, if he adds this, I need to go grab another set from another hospital just in case it's backup. Is it, you know, is it an inconvenience? Sure. But what are we doing this job for?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Got to be prepared.
What's the most impactful case you've been in?
Impactful case. I mean, for me, it's trauma. So someone broke a bone. So for me, it's just, you know, just all of them are essentially impactful because especially like if someone has like a tri-mile where it's tore up their ankle, they'll never walk the same essentially. So just at least get them to the point where they can walk and be functional is the rewarding part. But my job is slightly different, you know. Somebody did something and probably shouldn't have done. More so like people like climbing up in the attic. Like, what are you doing?
They had to fix something. They had to fix something. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, so are you in an associate role still, or are you a full line rep?
I'm full.
Nice.
Oh, cool. There you go, Uncle Kenny.
Yeah, I started off as regional, so I was just traveling all over this great state. So initially,
you're not regional anymore. You're just
I'm right in the heart
local
of the
to
city.
Dallas?
Yeah, I'm just local.
Okay.
I'm a local guy.
Awesome. Good for you.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Congrats. What was your favorite part about MSC?
Say meeting y'all.
Oh,
Zach's like, all right.
Okay.
You're a liar. You know, MSC was like the fear of the unknown. Like, I'm not sure what to do. I just got out of teaching and coaching. And I just remember I was in Atlanta at my sister's house and I was just typing in stuff. Like, I was like, medical rep. And then like MSC pops up. I'm like, what is this? Do you look, you like, 90-something% chance of getting a job. Like, oh, I like those odds.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and then I ended up coming back to Arlington, and then started networking and got in a group with a company and ended up getting a scholarship. And I was like, oh, all right. So that's how I ended up at MSC. But,
yeah, you were the only one in our class with that, right? With a scholarship.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice when you finished up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
That was hurting about it.
Oh gosh.
What was your favorite week during MSC, like course-wise?
Favorite week? Right when that break we had when we got to go home for a week. No, but all in all, it was all. I mean, every day kind of felt like the same. We had fun.
Yeah.
Rick set the tone for it. Made it easy to learn. But it's kind of like it's a crash course, right? So it's like, all right, well, everything I learned the first 3 weeks, I seemingly forgot in week 8 and 9. Like, oh well, we're doing something else. But I like the challenge of it. You got to learn and see stuff, and then it's like, all right. So when it's time to interview, what was your favorite part? It's like, well, I'm gonna probably say the last thing I learned because the other stuff was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that video was kind of like, that's kind of weird. You got to make a little video.
Hey, that's how Shauna got her job, though.
yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, I know it works, but that was one take. Did not want to see myself. Well, if you.
Yeah, they were definitely uncomfortable to film for sure.
Yeah.
And we're all really just
It was
thinking,
nice, like, the
please
whole
hire
setup.
me.
At least I got a real bad haircut right before I had to do mine. So
I remember that.
I remember that.
started off
That's
better than
funny.
me. Like a woman's cut.
A women's cut. That's so funny.
You Ellen DeGeneres.
It looks good. He was like, it looks good, man. I was like, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh.
that's funny.
How do you feel like
guy.
MSC? He's a great guy. Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel like MSC prepared y'all for the training that you got in your current roles?
I feel like it gave us foundational knowledge. Obviously, it wasn't product specific unless you worked for whatever company that we were kind of training or going over in class. So it's kind of like a hard reset, but it was kind of familiar with certain stuff. It like if I remember when Rick dumped out everything, was like, oh, put this back and da-da-da. Like now I've seen it enough, so we're like, okay, as opposed to when we first did, I'm like, man, I don't know what this is and I don't know where this goes.
Yeah.
So it just more so gave me, I'm sure y'all too, like some form of foundational knowledge, something you can talk about. And the brand of MSC is so strong to where these companies trusted the product,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
us. So
I actually love that you brought that up because I was kind of like you when he did that at first in ortho. I was like, why is he just dumping it all out? Like, surely it's not like that. No, actually, it is. When you go get your sets from SPD, it's all dumped in a basket and you have to put sets back in.
Yeah.
So that actually really prepared me for sure.
yeah, that was definitely me last night. I was like, this doesn't make sense because they got like 3 drills in here and it should be 2. So that means that they popped another set, but I don't see the other set. So I'm like, all right, we're going to be here for a while.
Or if you can't find something, that's the worst.
Oh, yeah, man, they'll put your stuff in a place that you would have never known unless you ask somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you they're not going to order you a new one because it's a loaner. They don't do that. Like, come on.
Oh gosh. So what did y'all's training look like for your current roles?
I'll start, I guess. Mine was no training to start, really. I mean, we did online training, I guess, but I mean, there's really no way to figure it out until you get in there. And then after you get, I believe it's 9 to 12 months, and between that period of time, just whenever they have one going, you go up to like the headquarters and do a 5-day in-person, training where you get your actual like name badge with your, as an associate on it. And so you're technically not considered even like an associate until you go do that 5-day in-person training. That's the most training like we did in person, and like everything else is just, watching videos online and taking tests. And then after you complete that initial 5-day, you can go back and do like training to move up more and more if you want within not necessarily like within your territory, but I guess within the company's eyes, you move up and your training
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
Awesome.
What about you,
But
Christian?
everything else, I learned in the field.
Okay. Oh, we lose you. Can you hear us?
What's going on?
Hey, yeah, your turn.
Tell us everything you know.
What was
your training?
What was
like?
your training like with your first role after MSC, or with your current role,
Yeah.
whichever one?
Are y'all talking to me?
Tell us everything
Yes.
you know.
Yes, Goldie Law.
Okay, dude. It was cutting in and out, and I'm like, what's happening? So, I mean, like, training for me, I got shipped up to the Northeast, like in my current position, and we did a little bit of labs, placing the product on certain parts of the body, like in the lab there. And so that was really interesting, getting to see how it looks and how it's supposed to be dressed. And so I was able to carry that. But I mean, the biggest thing is I was just observing cases 24/7 for the first 6 months. I mean, and you're asking a surgeon, you're trying to understand exactly what that procedure is, why they're doing what they're doing, and what do they see. What are the benefits that you see for like using this? Like, why have you used this for so long? Asking the surgeon as many questions as possible to kind of then take that and use it for a new user. So it was it was definitely fun and a lot of time. But yeah.
Good.
Too bad.
Shauna, what did yours look like?
So in starting off, we like all got like mentors, spent days I'm doing like ride along, seeing like what they do. And then about 3 months in, we did like a virtual training. And then after that, we did in person where we kind of did like the hands-on lab stuff at the headquarters. So it was a process.
So not very long.
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what is the largest piece of advice for people trying to break into medical device sales that you guys would give?
If you're not going to go, get a couple years of sales experience. I think that'd be my. If you have the time to do it, even if it's just a year,
we can't hear them.
go get some type of sales experience. I think it just makes the whole.
We can't hear Randall.
You can't hear me?
Sorry, Zach. Hang on 1 second. And then just start over whenever we can hear you. Give me 2 seconds. We have AirPod in.
My buddies they're parking next to me, so they might come rile me up a little bit.
Mikey messed it up.
Mikey. No. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear them talking.
Can you? Oh.
Can y'all not hear us?
Can you hear? I can hear y'all.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Beautiful.
Good. Okay, Zach, go. Take it away.
Sorry, we couldn't hear anything you were saying. It was just your mouth moving.
So I didn't know how to respond.
Biggest piece of advice: if you have the time, like if you're coming out of college or something, and you have the time, I would get a year of experience in any sales role you can find. I think it just makes the entire interview process easier. If you don't have any experience and you can't like even get an interview anywhere, then I mean, I think MSC is definitely a viable option. Obviously, it worked for all of us. But if I had to go back, like I think I would somewhat try to just keep, I don't know, applying to places, because I think a lot of it's connections. If you find somebody that that's within the medical sales world, like I would cling to them and like just keep asking them to get you connected with as many people as you could. I think that'd be my big piece of advice. But like if you don't have any sales experience, go get some. I think it would make life easier when you're trying to break into it.
Absolutely. What about you, Christian?
I mean, yeah, for me, I think it's really beneficial to, like Zach said, just connect with as many people as possible, ask good questions with them, hop on a phone call. And I think really trying to find a couple mentors to kind of help you through that and kind of coach you if they're at the level that you want to achieve, then really try and play off of how they got there, what they're currently doing to stay so good at the position that they're currently in, and asking them for shadow opportunities, because I feel like that would carry over very well in the interview process. And yeah, I mean, that's my take on it.
I agree. Shauna, what about you?
I have to agree with both Christian and Zach. Like if you know someone, I think shadowing is a big thing, or honestly, the medical sales college was a big impact. I think that is helpful to get started, especially if you don't have any background. And then honestly, just going on LinkedIn, message everyone and networking. And then I also think starting as an ATSR is a good way to start, get a taste of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. What about you, Uncle Ken? Oh, he may be.
And the guy y'all just saw in the screen is a doctor, so y'all can have him on as the.
Okay.
Oh,
That's awesome. How fun.
We'll get with you on that, Zach.
Okay.
What's next for everyone from class 610?
What's your next goal? Or if you might already be in your next role and you've achieved that next goal. But if not, what's your next goal?
Who's leading us?
I mean, I'll go.
Okay.
Know anything more?
I would say, obviously, because I'm an associate right now, my next goal would be to have my own territory, have my own quota, really be able to push myself and use what I've learned to execute a bigger goal.
Absolutely. Awesome. What about you, Zach?
My next goal, I guess as of right now, my trajectory, I want to take over, the area I'm in. I want to, be the area manager at some point in my career. So, that's always the goals. You get into this industry to set yourself up, later in life where you're going to, be comfortable and not have to, worry so much on financial side. So, I mean, that's still what I'm doing is I'm chasing the more and more and just trying to, put myself in as good a position as I can for, later on down the line.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome.
I love it. Okay, Shauna.
Goal would be just to, grow into a territory position and keep learning and grow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kenny, my man, what's your next goal?
Oh yeah, to keep progressing in this role. I just started this role last August, so
Okay.
still get some more skin on the wall, learn, and grow in that aspect. It's pretty busy down here in this area, so really just becoming more comfortable in what I'm doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Okay. Well, thank you guys again for coming on. It was really great to talk to you guys, and we'll let you go because we know you've got other things going on. Christian, thank you for getting up super early for us.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. We were totally not thinking about time.
Time is it there?
Here.
6?
It was 7 a.m. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
On your Saturday.
You're
That's so
dedicated.
all right. Well, I'm so glad to see y'all thriving in your roles.
Yes.
Congratulations on all your successes and future endeavors. And yes, it's so great to see all of you. And thank you so much for jumping on with us today.
Absolutely, no problem.
Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you guys.
See you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, girls. We'll see y'all. Kids,
Yeah.
In a brand new day with this go hard, dollar do pay.